Well, I ain't very happy at all. I have just managed to get to the RATANA. It's gone 12 o'clock. When I get to Phuket Airport with my Expedia booking slip, which I booked a flight with, plus booked a car with, was informed by the attendant there, I'm trying to look at it now to give some numbers, that he didn't receive an email, so there's no car. And yet, I know the camera's still running. Oh, this is something else I tried to get. Oh, itinerary number. Okay, 110678589384, and in that itinerary there is the flight, but also details of the car rental. I'm looking at it now. Access and print your itinerary. Right. Now, the one that I did get, because I couldn't do this at the time, clearly said that I didn't need to phone back or anything, and that's the confirmation of the booking. So I'd like to know first how much was taken from my money in respect of this booked car. B, how do I go and get a reimbursement because I've had to go elsewhere? Man quite clearly said all the cars had gone and that was it, and that it was something to do with him not receiving an appropriate email to thing, and so I'm probably about 500 quid just guessing out of pocket. Now, I've got to admittedly booked a nicer car, and it turned out, I think I'm there. Yeah, I mean, I knew you're still filming. So I've got a brand new Honda. It's gone from, but it's brand new. I mean, it is a car, still got plastic thing around the seats and all the rest. And it has got a bit more poke than the other one and a bit more room. A Honda Jazz Invicta, but it's a brand new car. But I'm paying roughly 1,000 baht a day. Actually less. The agreed price is 26,000 baht. Would have been for a month. But I couldn't get all that money out in cash, because the cards I've got, you do have a daily allowance sort of thing for cash withdrawals. Anyway, so it's been paid up for 15 days. And I said I'd return and, top it up for the final end of the month. But not the best way to come in from a 20-hour lovely trip to find that there's been some fuck up. Now, I don't know if it's you, Expedia, or the Thai cars. But either way, between the pair of you, I'm owed some money because obviously I'm a traveller. Night. I mean, I did think I'd just book a taxi. Fuck it, then I've got to book a taxi out again. Still to sort this out. Now, between the two of you, I can give, like I say, the only reference number I have, itinerary number, that's 110678589384. And if you could get back to me via an email of what you consider that itinerary covered, although it's quite clear here, because I can't show people it, but it's got car rental. Before you pick up the keys, remember to access and print your itinerary. Yeah? Use it, people haven't got that, that's the app. And blah, blah, blah. Bring your driving license, obviously that's so you can pick the car up. And a valid credit card. Well, all that I knew. And I showed, I've got it here. Oh, I'm so knackered. This is the document I received. I can read it. I'm probably scanning from the camera. I stood my guns. I think the bastard just booked it out for someone else because I was late again. Guess what? Not really again my fault. Phuket is becoming rather a popular place. I can't say it's just because of my mikvah involvement or what. And the four-headed, which I've just noticed has been put out of Romney a couple of times, four-handed statue of Ganesh. It is actually a four-headed. Now, if I can get me glasses, I'll get some sense out of this. I'm just going to have to post this on YouTube. Find an email address. It's like a bank account, really. I could do a video about any topic. It does put pressure on the perpetrators, though. Expedia is a big company. Now, this is the actual document that was sent me. There you go. I'm looking at it now. Confirmed. I'll read that out. Confirmed. EP 1658 1585475. Now that's on the right of the thing. Then it says Thai cars, 22nd of Jan to the 22nd of Feb. Economy 2 or 3-door car, right? Your reservation is booked and confirmed. No need to call us to reconfirm this reservation. Now, either Thai cars are lying, right, or they aren't, and they didn't get a necessary email which you should have sent them. But between you, Expedia, and Thai cars, I am due some compensation. Why? Yeah, it tells me what car, Honda Brio, reserved for Graham Clark, rare. When I get there, there's no car available. So either they are a lying bunch of cunts, or the pair of you are a bunch of lying cunts, but I've got a clear document here that tells me that the confirmation is confirmed, the reservation is booked and confirmed, no need to call. So what's going on? Yeah, obviously I'm quite angry. I have booked another car. Nice car, actually. It's a brand new, and there's an interesting story behind that, because I did throw a wobbler at the guy and showed him it. Luckily I had it there. I said, well, what do you think that means then? Oh, I don't know, should have got an email, Well, then I say, can I speak to your boss? I say, I want to put a complaint into your boss right here and now, because I've got the evidence here. Then this guy comes up, like a policeman, uniformed, and said, quote, I am like the boss. All right, might guess it. He phoned someone up. Yeah, all right. Phone someone up, and I speak to them on the phone, and it was looking good. Yes, I can get you a car, because obviously my urgent need was a car. I think he'd booked the car out to someone else. There was no other cars. Had there been, there would have been a problem then, because he'd have had to let me have the car, and I certainly wasn't going to pay again. But as it turned out, he just stuck his guns and said, no, they've all gone, and whoever thought he booked them. A guy came in after me, and brought his gumption and took away a car. And then that was about it, because they closed about 9. So, I don't know where else to take this. Obviously, I'm going to bang it up on YouTube and call it the Expedia and Thai cars affair, because it is between the two of you or both of you. And how Mr. Clark's went privately, but it was a direct friend of this man. I said in the uniform, he said he'd sort it, and he did. He phoned someone up, and I spoke to them, and they said, when I got there, it was a brand new car. And he wasn't bullshit. It's still got all the plastic. It's got a brand new umbrella in the back, and like I say, it's a Honda Jazz Invictus. I like Honda. It's automatic. I went for quite a nice run with it, because the plot thickens. I packed, or should have packed, a sat nav. and it's got time maps loaded. And I've been using it here the last trip. Fantastic fun. It's a tom-tom. You know, really good design. You can just tap it a couple of times. Save destinations. You can go for a magical misty tour, just tap a couple of things and it'll save that point. Give it your own name, and then if you want to think, or more importantly, you can then from there get home, you know, because you can save a couple of things which you consider home, and it's perfect if you like exploring, which I do. Anyway, so I arrive here at Ratana. I've paid up the month's bill for the room, which is just over £1,000. That's paid. I think I've still got a third. Oh dear. A 13,000 back. Oh dear, that's got to go. Deposit. But that must be paid by cash. And I think what's happened with this American Express card, and rightly so, there's a limit on how much cash you can get from an ATM a day. It's generally about £400, what can be as low as £350. That's probably to stop any possible abuse happening. And that's what's happened. The card's still okay. It's got, well, it had £8,300 on it, for God's sake. I don't know how that figure was reached at. I just, I don't know. I mean, I certainly wouldn't put a figure like that. But I didn't. You know, it's just left to them to decide what would be a reasonable figure. And so far, this trip's costing, well, 1,200 for the airfares, but that's supposed to have been car rental, so that's a bit Oh dear. What a bloody cold I had in England. And it's still hanging on. Really bad chest. Nasty. Oh, it's one of the reasons I was looking forward to getting back here, mate, in some decent weather and warmth, and getting my batteries recharged. Sorry, sir, £1,000 for the room. Just over £1,000 for the flight. It's going to be £1,000. No, 20. Something. Talking rubbish. 26,000 baht. God, get this right. 26,000 baht for a month's rental of a brand new car. In my reckoning, well, it's under 1,000 baht a day, and I am having it for 30 odd days. And I haven't paid all of that, but I paid 15, so I owe 11. But it is going to be 26,000 baht for a month's rental of a brand new Honda Jazz Invicta, I think it's got in it. So, whatever. I don't go mad on food. You know, obviously going out and eating at some of the nice food places here as a means of socialisation and expanding my presence, if you like. I've put it out on the videos, recent videos, that the four-headed, although it's been mistyped, but that's me, people would know, the four-headed statue of Ganesh, which is at Nairnhan, has been reconsecrated to me. It either is linked with me, linked with the mikveh as well, and I think I'd like to do a bit of homework on that. It obviously was installed at some time, and there's obviously a well-known, generally four heads means all knowledge, because you can get a four-headed Shiva, I think, and that's what it means in all the four major directions. It's Shiva, but with an added capacity of having all knowledge. Whatever. But I shall go. I mean, it's a beautiful statue. It's black, obviously, but it is nice. It's not very big, but it is, you know, glass cased. It's contained in its own thing, and there must be reason and rhyme behind that. And also the other Ganesh statues in Phuket have a strong affinity with me. There's the seafood restaurant in Rari that has an active shrine to Ganesh connected with it. And then there's another one which is in a school, which I didn't know. Oh yes, it's outside. So there's a shrine which I call dedicated to Buddha's life, and it has 13 statues, not very, how can I put it, high art, they're quite basic, but they represent the 13 or maybe 12 major stages in Buddha's life. There's one where his instances with dogs and animals, and apparently that was an instant or a miracle. The animals are naturally attracted to him, and he had a strong affinity with them. Rather like the monk at Leonan, because that's one of his role jobs there, is to feed the wild dogs. And there's quite a pack that has gathered, and they do treat him. He is head of the pack. But outside there's a small statue to Ganesh. So my girlfriend got us to go there. I used to go there on my own, but there you go, that's another story. But she has obviously a strong feeling towards that statue as well. And it's in the schoolyard, which is a Buddhist wat, if that makes sense. Yes, there's a Buddhist centre come wat, and they've let the local people, build classrooms there, and it is an active school. That's one of the things you like about Buddhism. It's very laid back and accommodating to the needs of the people. And now, right up to date then, the mikveh. I've clearly put out that the mikveh can heal and restore people from all ills, ailments, past and future. I've also put a plug in for the masseurs there, and the ones particularly that I use. I mean, you can only speak as you know, and I equated them to being like dakinis and Krishna's handmaidens. They are special ladies, right? No, and I did a comedy advert. Yeah, Pukeki, about 3 times. Pukeki, yeah, Pukeki. Why freeze your bollocks off? This appeals to people like, well, there's quite a few musicians who are sort of very ground to earth like that, like Small Faces, Rod Stewart, right, and it did have them in mind when it was conceived. Why freeze your bollocks? As they used to do Ogden's Not Gun Plate, you may have heard of that, but that's sort of like a comedy LP in that sort of ilk. And I said, why freeze your bollocks all when you can come to Pukeki? And notice I've put a humorous twist to the name, Pukeki, which most comedians do, as they come to Pukeki, it's giving it a pet name, but it feels right. I mentioned, yes, you can go to the mikvah, and I accentuate that. I think I said, and afterwards, give a direct plug to the foot massage. I said, you can have a full hours foot massage for 300 baht. I said, the best 300 baht you're ever going to spend, which it is. And that is the average price. Whereas there are places that charge a fee, just rip off touristy places. But that's the average price, 300 baht for a foot massage. So I gave that a plug. And we see the Shine. I gave an open invite that if anyone personally wanted to see me, meet me, ask a question, whatever, and give a gift, because that's a customary thing to do as well at the Shrine. I said I'll be hovering there 2 or even 3 times a day, which I will be, to make my own offerings. I still got to get some more clarity on the way forward. I'm making contacts with people was on Facebook, but Facebook again as I think acted well out of order. Like I say, I was asked to set up a group to do with Tibet, and I was given the position of what's called, not facilitator, but I chose the people who could come and join. Oh, you've got to have some censorship, if that's the right word. But as it turned out, even though I am the administrator, there'd been people posting things on there that I never knew about and wasn't contacted person at all. So it's a nonsense. They were some of them were quite violent. There's one now, but I don't know, it's about some violent outbreak somewhere and the troops are involved. I watched a bit on the news, but I don't understand where, but there's been some altercation between troops or whatever, and they've gone in and they're on the streets and whatever, and so there are armed troops on the streets of somewhere. It could even just be somewhere like Israel where, there's been a few missiles flung and they've upped the ante on that. Whatever, because I haven't watched the news for quite a few days. I was very ill, so I'm out of touch with that. But anyway, that's about me, up to date. I'm here. I've got a bit of an altercation regarding money, because it is my responsibility. My dad told me that, it's the most precious asset you have. Don't waste it. So yes, if I've had to pay twice to rent a car, I've got to stand bloody right. I'm sure anyone else would up. What the bloody hell's going on? I booked this car and it wasn't there. And I've had to book another one. I'm due some money back, please. You two can sort it out between yourself. One of you's lying, we probably both are, but I'm the customer in the middle who's had to fork out, I believe it's over £400, which does sound quite cheap, I must admit, for this renting, and it wasn't there. And that can be true because I made the complaint quite official and did speak to the, like I say, he's in a uniform, not an actual police, but he's probably like security guard for that section of the thing. And he was helpful though. He did make a phone call to someone and they did have a car, and it eventuated it's a brand new car. So you couldn't get much better than that, and at 26,000 baht for a month, that's under 1,000 baht a day for a brand new car. An interesting note on that. Yeah, I probably am going to, there's no mileage limit on this, but I probably am going to have to do some miles this time. I promised a load of people in Nakhon Sawan that I'd go and see them, and this isn't just a friendship link. This is where the mikveh too could come in, because Nakhon Sawan has a wat that was flooded. I met the head monk of Nakhon Sawan, and I've got photographs of the week, and he's showing me where the floodwater came up to, and they've had to rebuild this, that, and the other. So this wat has a river that goes through it, and they probably will need to modify this river. Very deep. I was surprised how deep it was, actually. And that could incorporate whacking in a few meters. Don't allow people to fish in there, get it? But it could become a healing resort where people could come and take mikveh and stay within the confines of the wat for a few extra days to combine Buddhist study with it as well. So practical healing holiday, if you like, but also to study the scriptures, which will also help generate money for this wat, because it does need to be, a lot of it was just completely gone, there's just foundation stones. So, I've got a lovely written, I didn't bring that, but this head monk wrote me a personal reference to try and get me a visa to be able to stay in Thailand, and the idea at that stage was I was to teach young people English, and he started a school up for us, and there were 5 or 6 kids come, and the parents were prepared to make a small donation, and he even said something about, we'll soon get 100 kids here, because apparently I've got a natural gift of doing it, and being a genuine English person, You know, the major thing they get problems with is pronunciation. So that's how I did it. They had books with Thai and English in, and I get them to read it and listen like a hawk and repeat it back to them. And sometimes it's just one letter, B, and you just keep doing it, and they get it. Even though it's a letter you see they're not usually used to pronouncing, which is often the case. And I'm getting scratched to hell because mosquitoes have got no cream. Won't be able to get any tour money till later on. Well, I could now actually, technically, it's just gone to midnight here. Well, that's the point. There's a brilliant supermarket across the road from here, 24-hour place. I've never seen them take a credit card, bless them. It is general cash sales, you see. These places have sophisticated machines in, and most of these are the simple folk, Anyway, I shall end that for today and whack this up and have some good news. Well, tomorrow will be my first real day, and I shall get down to Nairn. I've got to try and sort this thing out, which I've started. Obviously, make a few phone calls and make a formal statement to the effect that I never got the car booking and that I've been out booked from elsewhere. But I obviously paid somebody for it. Ran a lot of my money back. Weird. Okay, bye for now.